the whole reason why you're here to see this gun. I finally got a chance to shoot it today. Shot a little bit yesterday, but only about 20 or 30 rounds. And today I put 100 through it. So at the most, it's probably got about 150 through it. And before I started this project, this was a brand new Gen 4 Glock 19. I brought it home, fired, maybe 20 or 30 rounds, 30 at the most, through this gun, and then I started the project that you see before you. So without further ado, let's get it out and have a look at it. If you've seen the part 1 to this, you know what it looked like before all the paint, before the RMR was installed, and now you see it finished. I'm going to give you the complete, honest rundown of what I think so far. With roughly 150 rounds through the gun, I had about 2 failure to feeds in the first 2 magazines I put through it. Slide came back, and on the forward travel, it did not load a round. I don't want to say I don't know if that's called short stroking, like in an AR you'd have a short stroke. But I mean, it did come all the way back. It did eject the round, but it just didn't have the momentum forward to load the next round. I had 2 of those in the first 2 mags. After that, I hit the gun with a little bit of rand, and after that, I haven't had an issue. I had to sight the iron sights in. I just had to drift the rear. And at first I was sighting this in at about 10 yards. And then, because my idea was to sight it in for the range that's most common for self-defense, like in a house, and 7-10 yards kind of seems like the range to sight that in. And then I wasn't real sure. I wasn't sure about sighting the RMR in, so I watched Costa Ludus video, Chris Costa video on RMRs, and he said 25 is where he sights his in, and he also stated that guns from the factory are sighted in at 25 yards, so I stepped back to 25. I checked the irons and everything was okay there, and then sighting the RMR in is a hell of a lot harder than what I thought. I've got it at 25 yards inside of a coffee can. Now, I can almost guarantee you that most of the problem is me. I did have the gun benched, but it's just so awkward to shoot from a bench as far as I'm concerned. It was hard for me, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm inside a coffee can at 25 with the RMR. The paint I used on the slide is a KG Satin Black. I wanted Cerakote, but I also didn't have the time to send this out and get it back before the long 4th of July weekend. So I went ahead on Monday and I made the order to KG. I've used their paint before, and their paint's a quality. You know, I've never had a problem with it chipping, peeling. It's always been a good paint for me, but I had a 17 before this that I told you about, and when I had it graphite black, Cerakoted, I had it graphite black Cerakoted, and that color is really great for a Glock slide. They list that as a satin black, so I went with a satin here. And what I don't like about it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, I'll try to zoom in here, is that it has that real, you can see it there, it's kind of like a hammered finish. If you can see it there in that glossy section right here. It's got that just hammered look. And all my buddies really think that the slide looks great as far as the paint job, but I'm just not sure yet. In the Costa Ludus video, he has some sort of a gray look, sort of like the band on this Sunto core, except maybe just slightly darker. And I thought, man, that's pretty nice. Maybe later on down the road I'll change the color and go to that. But anyway, there's a Storm Lake barrel here, and the accuracy I was getting at 7 to 10 yards, roughly 10 yards, with the irons was phenomenal. I mean, just about hole inside a hole. I'm not a fantastic pistol shooter, but if you take this Tiger Balm lid, which is roughly 1.5 inches, I was putting round after round inside of this lid, inside of a circle smaller than this lid. At that distance, for me, that's pretty good. Again, I'm no Travis Haley here, but it wasn't too bad. It was benched, and the barrel's great. I'm just very, very satisfied with the barrel. I don't know if the what I call a short stroker, that failure to feed, I don't know if it's because this gun is new. The barrel had to be hand fitted to this slide. When I got the barrel, bought it brand new, I had to do a little stoning here and there to make this fit this slide. It was very tight till I got a stone out and stoned it here and there, and I had to break some of the edges very lightly, but it is tight. Anyway, so we'll break the mag out. Not going to do a safety check, because if I want to blow myself up, that's my business. I did I marked it here just to see if those screws do back off, but they were Loctited. And let me give you some pros and some cons of this that I didn't take into consideration. First of all, this RMR for me was hard to sight in. It's still weird to look through, and you're not sure if you should put it on top of the post here or not. Second thing that I find very awkward about this is you're always going to have crap on this front of this lens. You can see it kind of right there, the speckles. If you can, it's going to be hard to see. See if I can zoom in. There, you can see the dirt. And the more you shoot, the dirtier it gets. And the dirtier it gets, the harder it is to see the front sight. So take that into consideration, because I didn't know anything about that. And like I said, sighting it in is just so hard, because in the Chris Costa video, he said he sights the dot in individually from the irons on its own. He doesn't co-witness or anything. So, so that's kind of odd. When you're holding this gun, you really have two ways to work the slide up front. Or I don't know if I like grabbing behind. I like to grab the sight itself. And so you gotta, if you guys like to ride the rear, it might be a little odd for you. But outside of the two issues, mainly trying to get this sighted in, and the junk always being on the front of the lens, this thing is shooting really good, really fantastic. The trigger and the whole trigger kit that I got in is really nice. Feels really good. The reset's great. And if you get a chance, like I said, check this guy out for all your Glock stuff. He's been fantastic. Customer service is really great. He responds to emails really quick. And I'm telling you, the trigger feels real nice in this. And even though I've never used anything like a Haley Strategics trigger, HSP trigger, I've never used any of those higher end Zev triggers, I can just bet that this is right up there with him. So pretty much I'm done with this gun as far as the work. The only thing left to do, but it won't come for a while, is in this, I'm going to call it a window, but it don't go all the way through. In this window area, I have to have laser engraved Seraphim Combat in here. Just sort of a little thing I'm doing. Up in this window also will be the initials for Seraphim Combat Systems. And then in this window over here, well, I'm not sure, this one or this one, I'm going to put some scripture. I'm just not sure which one to do it in. And I'm also going to put a sheep's horn, or a sheep's horn trumpet. I don't know what those are called. There's a Christian name for that type of a horn. But I'm gonna maybe have one of those laser engraved in as well. But once I get the scripture in and the Seraphim Combat Systems in, then it's done. It's what I want. I like to play on the whole Christian theme. But anyway, like I said, it outside of the two failure feeds, I didn't have any issue, and especially once I hit it with the Rand, maybe that was it. Maybe I just, after all the work, I just didn't oil it, didn't put no oil in no place. Maybe that's what it needed. I don't know. But it was a real fun project. I'm very happy the way it turned out. And if I can, I'll give you an idea. You can see right now the junk in that lens. I'll see if I can get a... Yeah, that's about the best I can get it to focus. 9 MOA green dot. And I'm satisfied with it. I did have to dim it down. That's another thing. When I was outside, the dot was blindingly big, so I had to put a piece of tape across here to blot some of the some of the sun out to keep the dot a little bit smaller to make it easier to sight in. But I do have some video clips I'm going to roll in to let you see, and I hope you enjoy that. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll try to get back to them when I can. Alright, thanks. I appreciate you for watching. Bye.